relaxation seekers. It is I, Whispering Batman, here with a different kind of video game sort of video. Tonight, I'll be talking about my favorite open world sandbox video games. Got a good stack of them here. Let's start off at the top. These are totally random. The first one is LA Noire. After playing Red Dead Redemption, I was very anxious for the next Rockstar game to come out because Red Dead Redemption was so good. And when I heard that they were making a noir video game, I was very excited because it's one of my favorite genres. The game is very good. Not as good as I thought it could have been. A huge open world Los Angeles. 3-disc game because I think the graphics are so extraordinary they couldn't fit all the awesomeness on just one disc. They had to spread it out on 3. Except of course for the PlayStation 3 version, that's all on one disc. But you play this guy named Cole Phelps, and you have to basically solve these cases. Homicide cases, arsonist cases. And it's all up to you. The shooting is very standard, but what really makes this game stand out is the car chases that you get to have through the streets of Los Angeles. And the on-foot chases too. Very cool sequences. And like I said, the graphics are spectacular. Here's another one. Spider-Man 2. I don't know about you guys, but I really miss this version of Spider-Man. I don't necessarily hate the new version, but for me, growing up with the 3 Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and once I found out that they were rebooting it, I kind of wish that they had done more of a continuation, or done something where, we already know his backstory. He gets bitten by a spider and turns into Spider-Man, and it was told so well through the first movie that I just kind of wish that the Amazing Spider-Man had gone and done its own thing, not started back at its roots. But I could get into that movie another time. I think everybody's played this game. Really cool web swinging, especially compared to the first game, which took forever to get to places, and when you'd shoot your web, it would kind of just go off into space. It's like it was hooking onto satellites or something. Also on GameCube, but I didn't have that version. I think it was also on PlayStation 2. It was on everything. Everybody played that game. Okay, I've talked about this once before in one of my previous videos, but I figured I'd bring it up again because it is an open world game, and in my opinion, it is the very best Grand Theft Auto game. And that this video might be ironic at the end of this year because Grand Theft Auto 5 could totally and potentially blow me away and completely change my opinion on my favorite Grand Theft Auto game. But right now, it's still Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I bought this game with Grand Theft Auto 3 in the double pack back in like 8th grade. I never fully 100% complete these games. I just kind of like to play them for the story. Actually, you know what? I really like to just play them to run around and cause mayhem. Enter the cheat code for the Rhino tank and just run over a bunch of people. Take helicopter to the beach and bend your propellers down so it cuts people up into bits and pieces. I hope this is relaxing, by the way. Awesome game. Very cool visuals with the 1980s feel to it. I hope they bring back Vice City in a future Grand Theft Auto game. I think there was even more that they could have done with Vice City, even though there's Vice City stories and stuff like that, but I don't really count those because I never played them, so, but that's my fault. This is Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, the downloadable feature to Red Dead Redemption, which I also have. Red Dead Redemption is probably in my top 5 best video games ever made list. Truly amazing game. Summer of 2010, man. It's all about Red Dead Redemption. I must have beat that game like 5 times. But this is the continuation of it. I'm only showing this because I'm actually loaning out Red Dead Redemption to a friend. And yes, I go to bed every night worrying about it. The Undead Nightmare addition to the game is very unique, very cool. Way more than what you can ask for a DLC. Actually, you know what? No, it's not. This is what a DLC should be. If they're ever going to add anything to a game, it should aspire to be something like this. Only thing I don't really like, and it's all on me because I just suck at it, but in the Undead Nightmare version of the game, you have to make headshots for every single kill pretty much, and I'm horrible at aiming, so, but that's my fault. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this and the Red Dead Redemption are truly amazing games. Highly recommended for everyone. This next game seems kind of underrated by a lot of people. I don't usually meet a lot of people who have played this game, but for those who have played it, I think they've liked it quite a bit. This is actually one of my favorite games ever made. It's pretty much Grand Theft Auto in the 1930s, which I think LA Noire could have taken a few hints from this game. LA Noire is a very good game, don't get me wrong, but this game it's like less is more. It doesn't have the graphics of LA Noire because it was also on the original Xbox and PlayStation 2, I believe. But it's so much fun to just run into stores. And that's what I like about the game, is that there's an open world that's actually very accessible. There are many buildings that you can actually go into, even though they're pretty much the same building over and over again. But I love running into shops and beating up shop owners. They'll give me money for their racket business. A very addicting game to play. Only kind of pain in the ass thing about it is you could do a bunch of missions and you can get a bunch of money and a bunch of weapon upgrades, but unless you actually go to your save house and save your game physically, then it won't save your game. There's no autosave. So you could play this for like 4 hours and then go to bed and then realize, oh my god, I forgot to save my game. It's too late. So that kind of bites the big one. This is a very cool game. I heard about this after it became kind of a big hit. I didn't actually know that they were making this game. Square Enix, they also made Just Cause 2, which is also a very, very good open world game. This one they kind of added kung fu fighting, and this game has some really, really great visuals to it. But I think a lot of the times it kind of messes things up because I'll be in a car chase or something, and I'll turn a corner, and I'll be wondering why the road looks kind of mucky and out of texture, and all of a sudden my car will just go right through the map, because it's like the graphics just can't keep up. Maybe I should just install the game. But who has time for that, right? Really neat game. Like I said, another one is Just Cause 2, which I'm also loaning out to a friend. I'm too nice. These are like my babies. This one is, it might not be considered an open world game, but considering the fact that you can go from a cul-de-sac to a construction site, to a neighborhood, to the city streets, I do consider this an open world game, and a creepy one at that. Sneak King. These were made available at Burger King restaurants in 2006. They actually made 3 games, the other 2 being Big Bumpin' and the other being Pocket Bike Racer, but this is the best one. This is not actually a very good game, but it's a very good party game. You get a bunch of people who are kind of sitting around, not sure what they're going to do. Pop in some Sneak King. You'll catch everyone's attention, because they're going to wonder what the hell is going on the screen. And I miss the king. I don't know why Burger King chose to get rid of the king. And I've heard reasoning that, it was just too creepy. Well, they should have decided that in like the first year of having him, because that guy was around for like 7 years. Also works on original Xbox. Oh yeah, and the graphics are way, way better than LA Noire. Kind of like The Godfather. Not as good as The Godfather, but kind of like it. Mafia II. I was not a big fan of the first Mafia. In fact, I thought Godfather was just way better, so I played that instead. But Mafia II has a really cool story. And it has a really cool, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, atmosphere to it. You're in a fictional city that's kind of like New York. It's called Empire Bay. And you're basically in the mob. But it's in the 1950s. If they had made this when it was in the 1930s, I think that would have been even cooler. There's just something about 1930s mobster games that are the bee's knees. It doesn't stop it from being a good game, though. It gets a lot of flack, but I find this game to be very enjoyable. And this game also did a very smart thing. A lot of guys, a lot of boys play video games. And one of the interesting selling points of this game is that throughout the game, in other video games, you can find pickups in levels, and those pickups might be concept art or more costumes for your guy to wear. But this game has porn. Straight up. You'll find pictures of Playboy women of the 50s. Not pictures of them now, because that would just be awesomely disgusting. But actually, real pinups. And very, very enjoyable. If I was a 17-year-old kid looking for a cool game to play on Xbox, but is not allowed anywhere near a computer from your parents, I would seek this game out as soon as possible. This game is kind of a little rare nowadays. You don't see a whole lot of people playing it anymore. Probably because it's 5 years old, but if you're a Simpsons fan, this is the best Simpsons game, in my opinion. They did a very, very good job with it. there's such a big slew of horrible Simpsons games, and they actually poke fun of that in the game. If you remember playing all those Bart Simpson Nintendo NES games, and just being completely frustrated, you'll have a great time playing this game. They just poke at themselves. It's very, very fun, enjoyable, and funny, and fun to play. That's the main thing. It's a very fun game. And it's open world, too. You get to explore Springfield and climb on buildings and find bottle caps. And like I said, in most games you find concept art and bottle caps. Mafia 2's got porn, so could you imagine some Simpson porn? Get some Chief Wiggum nudes going on there. I'd buy the game all over again if they had that. And if that still isn't enough Simpsons for you, this is like a Grand Theft Auto Simpsons. Kind of like Simpsons Road Rage, but Simpsons Road Rage isn't so much an open world game. It's kind of like Crazy Taxi. This game is on foot and in vehicles, like Grand Theft Auto. I haven't played through this all the way, but from what I've played, it's very enjoyable. This is the GameCube version of it. This game, it gets a little pricey, so I would maybe look up gameplay footage and maybe full-on professional reviews of this before you decide to purchase it, because it can kind of drain your wallet a little bit for a used game. And lastly here, I've got one of my favorite games ever. Batman Arkham City. They put the game in the back of this little booklet here, which kind of worried me because when I opened up the package that it came in, I was like, oh my god, did they forget to send me my game? Because this is what it was, a first day release buy sort of thing for me. I've only purchased a few games on opening day. The first being Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith on Xbox. That was a mistake. The second being Red Dead Redemption. Good choice. Third being LA Noire. I probably could have waited on that one. And this one I ordered on opening day, and I've never looked back. Whether you're a Batman fan or not. Well, who's not a Batman fan? Come on. Come on. Came with this really cool booklet. Here the game actually just physically gives you the concept art, but there is no porn. But I do think there is a picture in here with Joker pulling his pants down, revealing his white Joker ass. This game was huge. I still can't believe it'll be 2 years ago this year that the game came out. I remember like it was yesterday, just thinking, God, I can't wait for this game to come out. That is so pimp. Batman is just a pimp. Yeah, I've never been... Oh, forget Mafia II. I'll just give you a moment to take a look at that. I've never really liked Robin, but in this game I make an exception. He's pretty badass. Joker voiced by Mark Hamill. Like I said, these games are in no particular order, but if I did have to put, oh, there it is. There's a little bit of Joker porn for you. You know, in the game, the Joker puts some of his infected blood in Batman. And it very much reminded me of the scene from Seinfeld, when Jerry wakes up in the hospital and he's lost a lot of blood. And Kramer donated his blood to Jerry. You know, and Kramer says, you gotta have a pint of Kramer in your buddy. I think it almost seemed like a callback to Seinfeld, that whole premise of Joker putting his blood into Batman. It's kind of like Kramer and Jerry. I really would have loved to see if Batman just started yelling like Jerry. The Penguin was done so well in this game too. I'm a big fan of Batman Returns. And I love Danny DeVito's portrayal of the Penguin, and you can kind of see a little bit of that in this one, but it stays true to the comic book, or so I've been told. When I was younger, I never found the Penguin to be that interesting, but when I saw Batman Returns, I couldn't help but feel so bad for the guy at the very end of the movie, because he's just like this lost creature. But that's Batman Returns. This is Arkham City. He's just a complete dick. Oh, they did such an awesome job with Two-Face in this game too. I really wish they could have used him a little more in the game. When they make the next Arkham game, I really hope that he makes a comeback. Because, I mean, in Batman Forever, you had Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, and that was just, it started out very well, but then very, very quickly went downhill. Then, of course, we had The Dark Knight, and I didn't even know that the Two-Face was gonna be in The Dark Knight, which was an awesome surprise. And he was a superb representation of Two-Face, minus the split personality. And I was really, really upset to see him go. It was kind of like Venom at the end of Spider-Man 3. It's like, oh, you're here. Oh, goodbye. Mr. Freeze. I'll just let everyone put ice puns in the comments below. It's already been said, I think. But this game does an awesome job with him. And the boss fight that you have with him is very, very unique, very cool. The Riddler his riddles in the game are a pain in the ass, but very, very addicting and fun to figure out. Harley Quinn. And Vicky Vale. We all know and love her from Batman 1989. I would love it if, maybe in the next Arkham game or whatever, if we see a return of Bob the Goon, Jack Nicholson's henchman in Batman 1989. I would just absolutely be tickled if he showed up in the next game. All your Bat gadgets, I forgot about those. It's kind of neat because the gadgets are, of course, from the comic book, but it almost seems like a lot of these gadgets are a nod to the ones that you've seen in the movies. Like the line launcher that he uses in Batman Returns. And the grapple gun that he uses. Well, okay, that's just stupid because he has a grapple gun in absolutely everything. The Batclaw. I think that was seen in Batman Returns at the very beginning. The remote battery from Batman Returns. Batman Returns gets a lot of love, and that's a very good thing. I just wish that we had seen, like, that suit in the game. That is my favorite bat suit. There's just something so cool about that. All your classic pet gadgets are in the game, plus some. And of course the game itself. So, like I said, these games are in no particular order, but if I had to choose, like my top 5 open world video games, I'd say it would have to be Red Dead Redemption, Arkham City, The Godfather, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Spider-Man 2, and maybe Just Cause 2. I may have overcounted there, I wasn't really paying attention. But you get the gist of it. You can't go wrong with these games. You really can't. So, let me know about your favorite open world games. Do you agree with me? Are there ones that I don't know about? Let me know. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.